Hi everyone. How are you all today? I hope everything is good. Back again in another video, guys. Have you ever found yourself wondering why some people in your life seem distant, avoid eye contact, or just don't talk to you as much? It can leave you feeling puzzled, maybe even hurt. But sometimes, the people who don't talk to you might be the ones who truly want to. It's one of those paradoxes in life, where the silence speaks volumes, and the absence carries deep meaning. Often, the silence is not an indicator of disinterest or disregard. Rather, it can be a sign of deeper emotions that people are struggling to express. People, by nature, are complex beings. We carry layers of experiences, thoughts, insecurities, and fears within us. In relationships, both romantic and platonic, these layers often get tangled up, and people can become hesitant to show their true feelings. When someone isn't talking to you, it could be because they feel vulnerable or unsure of how to communicate their emotions effectively. They might care deeply, but expressing it feels daunting, so they retreat into silence. Consider someone who's been through a tough time emotionally. Maybe they're facing personal challenges, or they've been hurt in the past. The walls they've built are not just to protect themselves from you, but from the fear of being vulnerable again. This fear of rejection or getting hurt can make them retreat into themselves, even though their heart still yearns to reach out. In these moments, they may be struggling internally with their own feelings, trying to figure out how to handle the raw emotions they are experiencing. The truth is, silence isn't always about coldness. Sometimes, it's a defense mechanism. People who are quiet may want to be close to you, but they don't know how to initiate that connection without feeling exposed. Their silence might be a way of protecting themselves, but deep down, they wish they could open up and let you in. It's that internal battle of wanting to speak, but not being able to find the right words or not feeling ready to expose their vulnerability. Then, there are people who, perhaps without realizing it, have trouble expressing their feelings in a direct way. They may have grown up in environments where emotions weren't freely discussed or were taught to hide their true selves. For these individuals, silence can become a coping mechanism, and the more they care, the more withdrawn they become. They may fear that if they express their emotions, it will lead to awkwardness or rejection, and the thought of that makes them retreat even further. At the same time, it's important to remember that the absence of words doesn't mean the absence of feelings. People who don't talk to you may, in fact, be some of the ones who are struggling with how much they want to communicate but just don't know how. There's a tenderness in their silence, a desire to reach out, but also a sense of fear and hesitation that holds them back. Sometimes, they just need the right moment, the right encouragement, or even just the patience to feel safe enough to share. Sometimes, these unspoken feelings come from a place of deep admiration or affection. The person who doesn't talk to you might feel so strongly that they are afraid of ruining the connection or relationship. They could be overwhelmed by their feelings, unsure if the other person feels the same way, and so they choose silence over taking the risk of putting themselves out there. It can be incredibly difficult to navigate those feelings, and as much as they want to communicate, the uncertainty stops them from doing so. Of course, it's also essential to acknowledge that not all silences come from a place of wanting to connect. There are times when people are just busy, distracted, or simply not as interested in maintaining a relationship. However, if you sense that someone's silence is driven by their own internal struggles, it can often be a sign that they really do want to be close to you, even though they can't find the courage or clarity to express it. In relationships, both friendships and romances, it's important to pay attention to the quiet moments. These silences can speak louder than words ever could. While it's never easy to be in a situation where someone isn't talking to you, try to approach it with empathy and understanding. Recognize that sometimes, silence is the result of a heart that's full but unsure how to share. In the end, those who don't talk to you might just be the ones who need the most understanding, patience, and support. They are navigating their emotions in ways that might not be obvious to you, but their desire to connect is there. All it takes is time, kindness, and a willingness to listen, even to the things left unsaid. It's through these silent moments that deeper bonds are often formed, ones that go beyond the surface and truly connect on a heart-to-heart level.